In today's video, we're going to be looking into the future.
The future, Daddy?
That's right, Lane. All the way to the year 2000. So that is right, Lane. Today we'll be looking into the future all the way to the year 2000. Gateway 2000. Yeah, it's kind of cheesy, but I was a huge Conan fan growing up, and in the year 2000 skit was always great, and I see this thing and I just can't help myself. Anyway, sorry about all that. Let's talk about this machine here. This is a Gateway 2000 DX2-66. So that's a 486 running at 66 megahertz, if the case is to be believed. So I saw this machine pop up in a local Facebook group. Somebody had posted that they were just going to give this machine away, and I can't really say no to that. I think it was like 6 minutes after it was posted, I just happened to pop onto Facebook during a break of work and saw this and messaged right away and said, yeah, I really want this machine. And what turns out had happened is a guy local to me worked with a guy that lived out in California, and the local guy was just going to recycle this. And the California guy said, no, there's going to be people that want it. Don't recycle it, just give it away. So he did. So I was messaging the guy in California. He was messaging his buddy or coworker here in Wisconsin. And he set it out on his front porch. He lived out in the country somewhere. So I went out and got it. It was about a 20-minute drive. Wasn't too far away. Yeah, and I picked it up. And here it is. I haven't done anything other than get it. So let's explore this machine together. So I want to power it on, see how it works. But before I do that, I want to take it apart, see what's inside, make sure that everything looks okay before we power it up. So on the back, pretty typical, we've got our power supply, PS2 keyboard and mouse, serial ports, and it looks like there's stickers on here telling you what these are: COM2, LPT1, monitor, game port, modem. I don't know if that's original to Gateway 2000, or if that is something that the user had put on when they owned it. Either way, they're all pretty accurate, so that's good to see. So let's go ahead and get these 5 screws out so we can get this case off. And this is a nice painted with a nice texture metal case. I know Gateway 2000, later Gateway, then acquired by Acer, I think in 2007. I think Acer is actually using the Gateway brand again to sell machines. I've got I kind of a soft spot in my heart for Gateways. I think a lot of vintage PC collectors do. I mean, it was a pretty prominent brand. Their ads were everywhere. Their machines shipped in the cow spot boxes. They opened stores. I don't know why they ended up selling to Acer. Maybe they overextended themselves in a low margin, high volume market with PCs and lots of competition. But anyway, Gateway, I guess, kind of lives on through Acer. All right, so we've got the screws out. The back lifts up and off. All right, so this is the inside of the machine. We have the modem here. Probably will not be able to test that. I no longer have any analog phone lines. Over here we have the sound card with the game port and the headphone speakers. Looks like this is a Creative sound card from 1994. We've got 3 sticks of RAM installed, 2 Samsungs, and what looks to be probably an aftermarket stick here, I think. So this is a 32 meg module, 8x36. So that's a lot of RAM for a 486. Let's kind of get one of these Samsung modules out here, see what they are, see if they give us any info. No, nothing specific on there. We could look up the part number of the chip and see how big they are and figure it out, but I presume they work. I guess we'll find out. So looking underneath the sound card, there is our 486 DX2 with a heatsink on top of it. And we can see the rest of the board over here, I guess under all these cables. Get some light over here maybe. So the system itself is a little dusty. I've seen far worse. This isn't bad at all, but could use a good cleaning. And one nice thing I see here is there's a battery, and it's not a Dallas clock battery. It's not on the board, so if it was to have leaked, it really probably wouldn't have damaged anything. Also, these are the kind that typically don't leak. They're just Velcroed on, and you can't really get replacements for these anymore, but it's easy enough to put together a replacement if that's something that you do want to do. One thing that's interesting I saw here, the CD-ROM drive has what appears to be some hefty boxing material on it. I don't know what that's all about. Maybe there was a rattle or something. Maybe the top needs to be held down. Not really sure why that would have been wedged in there. Let's save it in case we need it for something, but let's take it out for now. All right, so we do have over here a PCI slot, as well as the 16-bit ISA slots. The sound card is a 16-bit ISA card. And then on this side, we have another PCI slot and an 8-bit modem in here, but it is a 16-bit slot as well. So there's a riser that plugs into that, so you can have cards on both sides. And we have a pretty standard looking third-party power supply. This clicky switch here, which goes on and off. And the thick wire, which probably has mains voltage going to the switch. So it's not going to be soft power. But overall, I think things look like they're in pretty good shape here. So let's go ahead and grab a monitor and give this thing some power and see what we get. Let's go ahead and hit the power button and see what we get. All right, the power supply turned on, but that seems to kind of be it. Oh, no, there it goes. All right, so Gateway 2000, 486 DX2-66. Looks like we've got 40 megs of RAM. So those two Samsung sticks must be 4 meg sticks. Diskette drive A error. That is because diskette drive A is not plugged in. I don't know why. No power, no data. Interesting. System battery's dead. No surprise there. We have a COM address conflict. Probably the modem conflicting with one of the COM ports. Let's go ahead and resume and see if anything happens here. I don't see a hard drive in here, so it should get a operating system not found error, I would presume. And that actually might be off the top of the screen. In order to remedy that, we will need to install a hard drive. All right, so I found a Seagate 130.7 megabyte drive here. It is IDE. It has mounting screws already installed on it, which is nice, because those are missing. I don't know if it functions though, so we'll have to try it out and see if we can see it and see if we can write to it. Before we get too crazy, let's go ahead and see if it even powers on and see how loud it is. Let's kind of set that in there, and then we'll power the system on. It spun up. I think I heard the heads move, and it's not super loud. So let's go into BIOS here. Go down to primary. Oh, here, disk activity. There we go, 130 megabytes. Perfect, so this drive I think probably will work, and it detected it correctly. So let's go ahead and power this off. If we want this drive to continue to work, every time we boot this machine, we'll need to figure out some sort of solution for replacing this clock battery. So this is 4.5 volts from Rayovac Corporation. Rayovac made a lot of these. Rayovac used to be headquartered here in Madison, Wisconsin. Their former headquarters is now Exact Sciences. They make the Cologuard colon cancer test kit there. Rayovac still has a presence in Madison, but not as big as they once were. So if we can get a 4.5 volt solution to replace that, I think that would be 3 AA's or 3 AAA's in some sort of holder. We could wire that up. So we'll just cut this one off and then wire in a holder for the AAA's. All right, so I have here a flashlight. This is Lane's flashlight. She's actually got 4 of these, so I don't think she's gonna miss this one. But I will replace it. But just for testing, it does have a 3 AAA battery holder inside of it, which actually looks like it would plug into a car lighter. I would not recommend doing that, but that's what it looks like. I had one battery in it. Let's go ahead and install these three here. And that should get us pretty close to 4.5 volts. There we go. 5 volts, pretty close to 4.5. All right, so now I just need to cut the wire off this guy. Cut the wires off one at a time just to make sure we don't short this battery out, even though it is most likely completely dead. Battery, okay, positive would be on the right. So we'll do red for positive. And on this, get the multimeter back out. I'm pretty sure the tip is going to be positive here. So if we put red on tip, black on the bottom, yeah, positive voltage there. So we'll solder the red wire to the tip of this thing. All right. So that should get us 5 volts to the CMOS settings. All right, so we're going to BIOS setup here. It's interesting that the CPU is showing up as question marks now. That's different. And it seems to be frozen. All right, so here's a couple of dollar store batteries that were in a Alexa Fire Stick remote. All right, let's test this configuration out, see if we're getting closer to 4.5. 4.6, okay, even closer. Let's see what we get at 4.6 volts, 4.63, which is really close to 4.5. All right, we have the CPU being detected. That's good. Didn't freeze, which is also good. All right, yeah, we know those are bad. System time is not some really strange time, so that's a good sign. Yeah, okay, let's just leave. Well, let's just set this to, I don't know, 8:15. Let's say today's date is 12/30/1994. Let's detect that disk. Found it, that's great. Let's go ahead and go to Save Changes, and Save Changes and Exit. All right, well, that's promising. So we do have it connected now, the battery. It sees the CPU correctly, it doesn't freeze. Batteries aren't getting warm or anything. Neither is the connector, neither are the wires, which is good. Didn't complain about the clock or the configuration. Okay. This is all looking very promising. All right, we're booting off the disk, so let's go ahead and boot with CD-ROM support. So I'm seeing here in the case, there's a little sticker on the riser board that indicates that this machine was manufactured on December 2nd of 1994. There's another number on that sticker, 2830712. That might be a serial number. Serial number on the back, though, is 2830712, 283. Yep, that's the serial number. All right, so this machine was manufactured December 2nd, 1994. All right, let's see if we see that C drive. We do. Let's see what's on it. Oh, a whole bunch of stuff. Games, fun pack. I guess I don't even know where this hard drive would have come from. Let's just try booting off this hard drive and see what we get. If we've got some good games, there's no point in installing Windows. Or at least not in the sense of maybe reinstalling Windows. I don't know what would be on here. Alright, so it's booting off the hard drive. And so again, this drive didn't come with this computer. This is the drive I just had sitting on my shelf. I don't know where it came from. I don't know what's on it. I mean, I guess I have a brief glimpse of what's on it now, because we just looked at it. But, yeah, I don't know. So anyway, it's not the drive that came with this machine. It looks like at some point it had a Colorado tape drive hooked up to it. I've got one of those on my shelf over here, oddly enough. Now there's a bunch of stuff in here. Tape directory, kid pack. Let's go to games. What do we have in here? Checkers, chess, cribbage, ski, and Yahtzee. And BG, which I assume is backgammon. let's try checkers. Checkers. This program requires Microsoft Windows. Okay. Let's go back to the root drive here. Do we have Windows installed? No, we want /w/p. Alright. There is a Win on here. Let's go into that. And we'll run Win. Presume this is going to be Windows 3.1.1. Yeah, Windows for Workgroups 3.1.1. Well, it looks like this install of Windows may not be functional, unfortunately. Let's give it a minute here. So, this machine, having been manufactured in December of '94, means that it would not have come with Windows 95 originally. Windows 95 being released in August of 1995, towards the end of August. So, Windows 3.1.1 definitely more appropriate for this machine. Unfortunately, this install appears to be broken. Alright, so let me go get some Windows 3.1 install media, and then we'll hop back on here and wipe this install and install fresh. Oh, before I do that, let's see what version of DOS we have here. 622. So this Windows 3.1 install is on 6 1.44 megabyte floppies. I had no problems creating them on my modern PC with a USB floppy drive. So hopefully everything got copied over. I guess we'll find out as we run setup. All right. Should we do custom setup? I think we should. All right, so let's call it Win GW for gateway. Let's throw a 2K in there as well. So we'll install to Win GW2K. All right, MS-DOS, VGA, Microsoft mouse, enhanced keyboard, US, English, no network. That all looks good to me. All right, so now it's just going to go through hopefully and copy all the files without issue. I'll just go ahead and swap out the disks as it requests, and we will see you on the other side of this fast forward. It's definitely been a while since I've used Windows 3.1, but I think I will skip the tutorial. All right, so we're all set. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit reboot. All right, so we're in DOS, so let's CD to Win Gateway 2K, and we'll run Win. All right, there we go. Windows is installed. I don't see, well, the mouse isn't working to start with, so we're gonna have to fix that previously. So let's go ahead and exit Windows. See if we have a mouse driver. We do not. So we'll need to get a mouse driver for sure. Let's just check the DOS directory. Also, I don't think we have any CD drivers loaded. Let's just try to get to the D drive here. Yeah, so we'll need to load the CD drivers as well. So I believe I can steal those from the Windows 98 disk. And I will need to find a mouse driver. All right, so we've got now our CD drive, and that looks perfect. So we can take our Windows 95 CD out. We won't be using that. Anyway, last thing we need to do is then install a mouse driver since we don't have one. All right, so I'm going to copy, I guess, all of these. CD DOS, copy a star to dot. There's no network card in here, but I have TCP/IP.sys on this floppy, so why not? All right. So now we can either call mouse.exe or we can put mouse.sys in config.sys. I don't think it really matters which, though it's been a long time. There might be a preferred method. All right, so we've got our mouse working, our CD drive working. Currently it's empty, but there it is. It has the CD icon. Beautiful. So I'd like to say I think we're just about done with this, but we forgot something very, very important, and that's the Sound Blaster 16 card, which we need drivers for as well. All right, so I've got what I believe are the DOS drivers for a Sound Blaster 16 and burnt them to a CD because they were too big for 2 floppies. And I didn't feel like making a third floppy. So let's see if we can actually install off the CD here. All right, okay, let's install Sound Blaster 16. Full installation, let's do it. CSB16 sounds good to me. Okay, if you say so. 220, 5, and direct memory access 1. All right. Yes, go ahead and delete the README. Error, invalid blaster I equals X argument. Well, that is not promising. All right, let's go ahead and check our control panel here. We will look at our sound control panel. I think I might actually hear it. I do. These speakers are just super quiet. All right, so here we have everything set up. We've got a nice CRT. It's an IBM CRT I've used for a few other videos, but it serves the purpose here. Like I said, I don't have the original gateway monitor, which is too bad, but this one works just as well. I've also hooked up the speakers here on the outside. They're not exactly age appropriate, but they're what I had handy, and they sound really nice. So let's go ahead and play one of these MIDIs here. This is the jazz one. All right, wonderful. So that being said, we've got everything working: sound card, floppy, CD-ROM, hard drive. We've got Windows installed. We've got the mouse. So I think that leaves us with just one more thing to do. And that one more thing is to play Wolfenstein 3D. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and we will catch you in the next one.
Make sure to like and subscribe and watch more of our videos later.